the midday news. I am Kayode Adebayo. Vice President Kashim Shettima has inaugurated a comprehensive $115 million upgrade project at the West African Container Terminal in Onne, Rivers State. The Vice President, who was represented by the personal assistant to the President of Sub-National Infrastructure, Mr. Musaddiq Mustafa, commended APM Terminals for its huge investment in WACT, assuring the company that the federal government will continue to provide enabling environment for businesses to thrive. He said the $115 million investment in the WACT upgrade will further enhance service delivery and attract more vessels to the port. According to him, the monumental investment underscores APM Terminals' unwavering commitment to Nigeria's economic growth and solidifies its position as a key trade hub in West Africa. The federal government has declared a state of emergency at the Onne port in Rivers State, following the repeated incident of importation of dangerous cargo, including arms and ammunition, through the port. The Comptroller General of Customs, Mr. Bashir Adeleke, stated this during a press conference to unveil the seizures of illicit goods by Nigerian Customs Service in Eleme local government area of Rivers State. According to him, government is implementing emergency protocols at Onne port for the next 8 months by conducting thorough examinations of all suspected containers in the premises. Mr. Adeleke said the recurring incident posed a threat to national security, adding that the health of citizens at the port is increasingly being used as a destination for dangerous and illicit cargo, describing it as a disturbing trend. He stated that the Nigerian Customs Service, in collaboration with other security agencies, will bring the full weight of the law upon anyone found complicit in the crimes against the nation. Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation has suspended the sale of premium motor spirit to independent marketers after it hiked the product's price. The National Vice President of the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, Mr. Ami Fashola, made it known to newsmen that the NNPC stopped selling fuel to independent marketers when it raised the price of a liter of PMS to 855 naira and above across its retail outlets nationwide. Mr. Fashola wondered why the National Oil Fund will suspend the sale of petrol to the marketers without official communication, even when the marketers had paid for the product over 2 months ago, while believing that the new arrangement will close the price disparity between major and independent marketers. Fashola reiterated that at 855 naira per liter, the NNPC is still paying subsidy on petrol. Meanwhile, the Trade Union Congress of Nigeria expressed shock and dismay over the hike in the pump price of petrol, demanding its immediate reversal by the federal government. TUC, in a statement by its president, Comrade Festus Osifo, contended that the sudden hike in fuel and electricity costs will exacerbate the poverty level, worsen the suffering and hardship across the country, and may trigger social unrest. The Minority Caucus of the House of Representatives has rejected the recent fuel price increase by Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, warning the federal government to urgently reverse the increase. Condemning the price hike, the caucus said the development was not only ill-timed, but also grossly insensitive to the harsh economic conditions being experienced by Nigerians across the country. The statement signed by the minority leader of the House of Representatives, Kingsley Chinda, warned the fair price hike will ultimately erode the already fragile purchasing power of millions of citizens, pushing more families into poverty. He noted that the decision came at a time when the nation is grappling with unprecedented economic challenges, including rising inflation, unemployment, and the depreciating value of the naira. The minority leader said the caucus is concerned that the decision by the NNPC appears to have been made without adequate consultation with relevant stakeholders, including the National Assembly, which represent the interests of the people. The caucus also urged the federal government to explore and implement more sustainable measures to stabilize the economy without placing an additional burden on the people. Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates has urged Nigerian leaders to prioritize tackling malnutrition and food insecurity as part of Nigeria's development agenda. He made the appeal in his address at the National Economic Council presided over by the Vice President Kashim Shettima at the Presidential Villa in Abuja. Gates stressed that the nation's long-term stability and prosperity could be at risk without urgent investment in nutrition and agriculture. The business mogul, whose foundation has invested over $2.8 billion in Nigeria to date, highlighted the severity of the country's food security crisis, noting that Nigeria has the second highest rate of food insecurity in the world. According to him, climate change, land degradation, and soaring food prices have compounded the issue, leaving millions of Nigerians vulnerable to hunger. He explained that when children are malnourished, they are more susceptible to deadly diseases, and the long-term effect of malnutrition stunts both their physical and cognitive development. And now to sport. The two-time runners-up Nigeria's under-20 women's football team, the Falconets, has lost 1-3 to Germany in their second Group D match at the ongoing 2024 FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup in Colombia. The Nigerian girls could not keep up with the pace of the German side in the encounter, which was played at the Estadio Metropolitano de Teco in Bogota, Colombia. The win propelled the Germans to the top of the group with 6 points from 2 games, while Nigeria sits in second place with 3 points following their match day one win over South Korea. The Falconets also had a goal disallowed by the video assistant referee during the match. Nigeria pressed forward in search of an equalizer, but their hopes were dashed when Sarah Hens scored Germany's third goal, sealing the win for the 3-time champions. The result means Germany maintains a perfect record with 2 wins from 2 matches, while Nigeria now faces a more challenging path to qualification for the round of 16. The Falconets now await the game between the Korea Republic and Venezuela to know their standing. Now on the foreign scene, Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi has begun an official visit to Turkey for meetings with his Turkish counterpart, Recep Tayyip Erdogan. It is the first official visit to Turkey by an Egyptian president in 12 years and comes amid a warming of the relations between the two regional powers. Reports say in February, Erdogan made his first visit to Egypt in more than a decade after the two countries agreed to mend ties and reappointed ambassadors. The ties between Cairo and Ankara collapsed in 2013 after el-Sisi, who was then army chief, led the ouster of democratically elected Islamist President Mohamed Morsi amid mass protests against his divisive first year in power. According to reports, in the second summit, they will reportedly sign around 20 agreements, which are expected to focus on boosting cooperation on energy, defense, tourism, health, culture, and education. They will also discuss global and regional issues, particularly Israel's attack on Gaza and the occupied Palestinian territories. Still on the foreign scene, the leader of the Catholic Church, Pope Francis, and the Jakarta's Grand Imam, Nasaruddin Umar, have vowed to fight religiously inspired violence and protect the environment. The duo issued a joint call for interfaith friendship and common cause when they met for an interfaith meeting at the heart of Francis' visit to Indonesia, where they also vowed to fight fundamentalism. Pope Francis and Grand Imam Umar were seen embracing each other as they stood outside a mosque at the ground-level entrance of the Tunnel of Friendship to have their picture taken. Indonesia, which has the world's largest Muslim population, has led out the tunnel as a tangible sign of its commitment to religious freedom, which is enshrined in the Constitution, but has been challenged by repeated instances of discrimination and violence against religious minorities. The Pope and Grand Imam gathered with representatives of the 6 religions officially recognized in Indonesia, which includes Islam, Buddhism, Confucianism, Hinduism, Catholicism, and Protestantism. The interfaith gathering was the highlight of Pope Francis' visit to Indonesia, which concludes with a giant mass in Jakarta Stadium, expected to attract around 60,000 attendees. And that ends the midday news on OSBC TV. It was edited by Adeleke. Please join us at 3 for the state news. Good afternoon.